Hey, this is Mo from the Mobile Marvel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up a Harmony OS 6 device with Huawei in under 5 minutes. Let's go. So first things first, if you're looking for a global Huawei device, EMUI 15 now, for that, please check out my other tutorial right up here. Let's get into it. So the first thing is there's a couple of things Harmony OS will not let you do. For number one, you will not be able to put any widgets that are not native Harmony OS apps. For example, none of my typical widgets work. The widgets I use, like the Tesla app, doesn't work. I use CoinStats, doesn't work. I use Google Calendar, doesn't work. None of these widgets work. Google Tasks as well, that doesn't work. So that's one thing. The second thing is you're not going to be able to get Gboard or Microsoft Swift key working on your device. There's no way to change the keyboard to those. You can change the keyboard from the Harmony OS keyboard to some other keyboard that are available on the app gallery with Huawei, but they are not very similar and they're not the same as having a Gboard with you or a Swift key with you. It's not the same. The third thing is everything is within a container because these Harmony OS devices, they basically have a kernel that's completely different from Android. So everything with Android works within a container. Now, there's one positive here. If you use, well, actually, I'm currently using the Xiaomi 17 Ultra. That's a Chinese ROM device. Now, what I found is actually Harmony OS in many instances does feel better in terms of you see less Chinese text. If you change the language to the available languages, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot less Chinese text. Now, let's start. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set it up like a normal Huawei or any other brand device. You select your country. I've just randomly selected the UK, but you can select whatever you want. You select your language. Of course, in this case, the languages are limited. There's about 15 to 20 languages only. Do keep that in mind. Of course, connect to your Wi-Fi and everything else. This is a basic setup process. One thing I need to point out here is the Huawei account. If you do not set up a Chinese Huawei account, certain things like the photo editing features, the AI features, they will not work. You do need a Chinese Huawei account to access and get those working. The first thing that's going to happen is the default keyboard is going to be in Chinese as well. You need to go in and add English. Again, if English is not your language and it's one of the other available languages, you should be doing that as well. Next, we're going to straight away go in to the App Store, which is the Huawei app gallery, and you're going to type in the word Google. The second app should be look like an airplane. That's Easy Abroad. This is the little container where all of Google sort of lives and Google apps sort of live. And of course, you can start adding in all your apps. One thing you're going to notice is very quickly is that all of the everything here is even Easy Abroad. It's still in Chinese. Even though you change the language, it's still in Chinese. But one thing that's really cool here is you put two fingers down on the device, and what that starts is a translation feature. So in my case, you need to set it for the first time, auto detect, and change it to the language that you want. In my case, English. And it'll kind of always, every time you press down on with two fingers, two thumbs down, you will load it, like it'll translate everything in English for you, which is super useful throughout the device. Now, one thing that was previously not available in HarmonyOS 5, but it is now available in HarmonyOS 6 is Easy Abroad apps don't have to live in a folder anymore. You can bring them onto the main screen. It's super simple. Open that folder in big and just drag the apps out one by one. It might take you some time, but that is something you have to keep in mind. The other thing is Google apps do require the Google framework. So you will, again, the pop-up should come up by itself anytime you open the first Google app. In my case, I just opened Maps, and it will trigger the whole Google sign up thing. And of course, I have signed in and everything is working. There you go. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Now you have your basic setup done. I'm just going to show you an app, Uber, for example, here, where what you're going to see is the direct Google sign up is available now in all these apps within Easy Abroad. So you don't have to type any of the details in, just continue with Google and you are signed in. And this applies to all the apps that have direct Google sign ins, not just Uber. Same thing with YouTube, you can see it's just all there. Now, one thing I completely forgot in this video actually is the notifications. Within Easy Abroad, you can go to each individual app and allow notifications. And of course, do allow Easy Abroad to have notifications on as well. Now, a lot of you will still find certain apps are just not available in Easy Abroad. For example, Google Calendars, not available. There's a couple of other ones as well. I've noticed a couple of games are missing and stuff like that is missing. So the next thing is Droidtong is already on most of these devices from the start. But when you try to download Aurora Store from either from Chrome, and by the way, if you do use Chrome, one thing you need to know is anything you download on Chrome will try to work directly on Easy Abroad first. And of course, it cannot install on Easy Abroad. That is not possible. So what you will usually need to do is you will need to go into the file system. Then you will need to go into my phone, compatible data, downloads, and then you'll find the Aurora Store there. Now, what you're going to see here is Droidtong is not going to actually allow Aurora Store to install as well because it's on a blacklist. So in this case, what you have to do is you need to change the package name. And that can, in my case, what I've basically done is hosted it on a server, which I have not done. I found this online, but if you want to use somebody else's, sure, you can do that. There are plenty of people on Reddit doing this, but of course, if you want to do it yourself, it is also pretty simple. You just download Aurora Store on a computer or another phone, get the package name changed, and then upload it, and then you can download that file directly onto this device, and then you can see the Aurora Store will work because Droidtong will allow that to go through then the second time. And you can see now Aurora Store completely working. One last thing I need to point out is, of course, Google Photos, is how you get these photos off the device and onto every other device of yours. In my case, what I've noticed is the photos do actually come through. But what you need to do is every time you want all the new photos you've taken to come through onto Google Photos, you will need to turn off and on the backup thing. You need to switch off backup, switch on backup, and it'll work perfectly fine. The last thing I recommend you to do, another thing that you really should do, is go into your home settings and turn on the app drawer, because from default that's not there. So you simply go into home settings, go into the settings, and then you will find a little button called App Chest. Just turn that on and you are good to go. By the way, if you've enjoyed this video and this tutorial, please do like and subscribe. It does really help us out. And also, please do check out themobilemarvel.com. We do actually sell all the HarmonyOS devices and EMUI devices from Huawei as well, and all the other devices that you can pick up in your local market, such as Vivos, Honors, Oppos, Xiaomi's, and certain Samsungs as well, like the Trifold. So do check that out. We are currently running a discount of sorts, and we do ship to a lot of places. Mo checking out.